Well, don't have much to say. Like I say, I first joined the Naval Reserve and was at the Naval Air Station in Grand Prairie. Weekend stuff, and like a reservist do. Was a student at Cleveland High School. I wasn't a very good student. Just seemed to not get along with teachers very well and didn't like all that kind of stuff. So a friend of mine, Clinton Graves was his name, lives in this area somewhere. I talked to him a couple of years ago. He and I decided that we would quit high school and join the Navy. Since I was already in the Naval Reserve, that was the direction that I decided to take, was to join the real Navy, as they called it then. So we, Clinton and I, we did that. We joined the Navy and went to the center in Dallas and rode a train then from Dallas to San Diego, California to boot camp. We were in the same boot company while I was in boot camp. After boot camp, we came home on our boot leave. I never saw Clinton again. He went off to the submarine corps. I didn't have any orders when I got out of boot camp, so what I did, I had to get on another train and ride it all the way back to San Diego to be part of ship's company in San Diego, the training center at San Diego, until I received orders. Got back out to San Diego and stayed there about 3 days, and my orders came through to go to a school, A&P school it was called, in Norman, Oklahoma, which was just next to the University of Oklahoma campus.
What's A&P?
I can't even remember what it was now. It was an aircraft maintenance something, I can't remember now. But anyway, they did a lot of training for working on airplanes. And I took the direction of trying to become a hydraulic person to work on planes, because and I guess they still do. They had a lot of hydraulics on them. So I can't remember how long I was in Norman, Oklahoma. It was a lengthy school. Seemed like it was 4 or 5 months, for that period up there. And when I got out of school up there, you put in your preferences on where you would like to be stationed, and I put in the East Coast, West Coast. It didn't make me any difference. I just wanted to see the world. I was a young guy here, just turned 18, and just away from home, and how you feel sometimes when you first get away from home, that freedom, and you want to do it all and see it all. So I put in the East Coast and West Coast, and then when the orders came through, where did they send me? Naval Air Station, Corpus Christi, Texas. So I go down there and I reported in down there, and I was assigned to a training squadron, VT-30 it was called. I just remembered that a while ago. We had AD-6s and AD-5 aircraft. We did a lot of, those were prop-driven aircraft, and naturally the wings folded up with hydraulics and all kinds of flare up with hydraulics and all that stuff. So I worked for a while in the hydraulic shop. And for some reason they moved me into the records keeping part of the squadron, where we had to maintain all the records on all the aircraft as to what maintenance and flight hours and all kinds of things, And I got to know some of the officers there and talked to them, and let me be a crewman on some of their flights when they were out with the squadron training these pilots. And they did a lot of dive bombing training down at Corpus Christi. And we go out down on South Padre Island, way down there. I don't know how far down there, where the people don't go anyway. And they had targets on the beach, and I'd ride with the instructor in the AD-5s, and then the students were in the AD-6s, and they would come in and they would do dive bombing runs on the targets, and we'd circle the targets, round and round and round. And my job then was to call the shots on how close they were coming to the target, and I did that quite a bit. And then lots of times when they would take a squadron out on a cross-country flight, I would get to ride with the instructor in the right-hand seat, and we would lead the squadron and do things. So that was a pretty good experience for a young man to do that, and fly in formation and just see how it all was. And they had the IFF systems in their identification for Interfro, that was on my side of the plane, and he would tell me what to do, and I'd do it, and that sort of stuff. And it was a good experience, and I did that. We also, during that period of time, we trained a lot of Vietnamese pilots. The U.S. government was training Vietnamese pilots, I guess, for the Vietnamese conflict. And some of the funniest things happened during that period of time that, just those individuals, some of them should have never even stepped foot on the base, but they did. And